privacy when you're because some things do, for better or worse, whether you deserve it or not. Some of these, you're in a public figure, you get a lot of things. Those emails back in college, they stick to you now, whether you like it or not. And it's probably unfair to. I don't want to see text I wrote when I was 19 years old, or maybe last week even. But truly. Why does that, do you feel like it sticks to you, or why does it, because you happen to run a service that is sharing? How do you explain the hubbub around it? How do you, and it must affect you as a person, because...
Yeah, I mean, when I was 18 or 19 years old, I did a lot of stupid things, right, when I was in college, and I think, I don't want to make an excuse for that, right? I did stupid things. I think they're embarrassing, and I'm really sorry that I did them. Some of the things that people accuse me of are true. Some of them aren't. I think a lot of it has been pretty well documented.
Right.
The
Would you like to say which ones are true?
I mean, I think I actually don't even know, looking back. The IMs are printed. It's tough for me to tell.
Right.
But I mean, there's face smash, right? I mean, there are
Yeah.
some IMs that have been printed. There are pranks. There's blogs. It's...
I think the issue is you became the head of the biggest social networking company on the planet.
Yeah, no, so, but I think
everything
the interesting thing is that, so I started this when I was, started working on this type of stuff when I was 18, started building this when I was around 19 years old. And along the way, I just gained, I think, a lot of stuff changed as we've gone from building this project in a dorm room to now having a service that almost 500 million people are using on a day-to-day basis. And well,
so they want to know who you are and what you actually think. I mean, and you should explain that to them. I mean, in some way. Do you feel like you're adequately portrayed as because they want to wonder about the person who actually created this thing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff happened along the way. I think, there were real learning points and turning points along the way in terms of building things. It really went from this position very early on where we were just in this college dorm room to we moved out to California. It was a few friends and me. And, it just kind of had this project feel for a while, and there was this real turning point when companies started trying to buy the company for a huge amount of money. And, I had to kind of get my friends together, and we had to decide what was it that we really cared about and what was it that we wanted to do. And, we decided not to take those offers. And, to me, a lot of that decision was that what we wanted to do and what we wanted to spend, a big part of our lives doing was just continuing to push and kind of build products that help people share information, build products that help people stay connected. And that's really what we're spending our time doing. And I think there's just been a lot of space between that early stuff and where we are now. If I knew what I knew now then I hope I wouldn't have made those mistakes. But I can't go back and change the past. I can only do what we think is the right thing going forward.
So before we move off this privacy